The German government won't supply tanks to Ukraine, but it will give infantry fighting vehicles, which are kind of the same. So what's the difference? That's exactly what we'll look at. But first, we need to talk about why, at the start of the week, a German politician from Chancellor Olaf Scholz's party, the SPD, said on German TV that Germany will not be sending tanks. And by the end of the week, Germany said it was sending something almost like a tank. Hi there, I'm Dr. K, a political scientist who looks at how information is shared. So what does it mean when politicians say one thing and another thing happens? In the case of German tanks, it could mean a few things. First, it could mean that politicians and policymakers really don't know the difference between tanks and IFVs. Maybe. Some politicians, especially in Germany, keep saying weapons don't make peace, and specifically, no tanks. So maybe a workaround was found to let politicians cater to what they think their voters want. Will the politicians publicly say no tanks, but at the same time send tracked vehicles with cannons to Ukraine? Is the public being fooled, or maybe even the politicians? That's really not fair, because decision makers most of the time spend a lot of time developing expertise on issues, so they do know the difference. But what about the public? Well, Germany has been a big supporter of Ukraine, just behind the UK and US in military aid. Its efforts have been overshadowed by political missteps and bad framing. You'll remember that at the onset of the 2022 invasion of Ukraine by Russia, Germany's defense minister sent 5,000 helmets and offered some field hospitals, a gesture which kind of came across like, you guys are going to need this, because you're not going to last long. Soon after, Ukraine's ambassador to Germany said he heard another minister say that Ukraine was going to fail quickly. But Germans, unfortunately, aren't bothered even trying to control the narrative in a war that's also being fought online. With this mismanagement and Germany's historical background, it's probably good they're waiting for other countries to take the lead. Tanks have been a psychological red line for the West, especially Germans, since the war started. But when France said it was sending something kind of tankish on January 5th, it started a domino effect. The US is sending Bradley armored personnel carriers, and the Germans are sending its Marder. Germans like to name their equipment after furry mammals. So, sending almost tanks is good news for Ukraine. Or is it? Tanks are great on the battlefield. Tanks are what everyone thinks an army needs, but they aren't very good in urban situations. In cities, the smaller infantry fighting vehicles are needed to move soldiers and stay flexible in urban combat. And Ukraine watchers will know that for the last few weeks there's been growing speculation that another invasion of Kyiv might be attempted. If that happens, IFVs are precisely what's needed. According to Germany's Der Spiegel magazine, it takes about 8 weeks of training on a Marder, and probably the same on the US Bradleys. So while Germany isn't sending tanks, it's sending the infantry fighting vehicles. Is this a sign of a likely attack on Kyiv? Maybe. Germany's also committed to sending one of its Patriot missile batteries. I have another video about these. Go check it out. America promised just one, but experts say one won't be enough to protect a large city like Kyiv from attack. Are Ukraine's extensive wish lists being taken seriously, finally on Orthodox Christmas? Or has intelligence information been coordinated and the plan is to prevent Putin from even thinking about trying to take Kyiv again? And what is the difference between a tank and an infantry fighting vehicle? The term tank is used for any armored military vehicle, but to be a tank, you have to check a few boxes. You have to be heavily armored and heavily armed. You're designed to clear out well-protected targets, and you're made to engage with other vehicles, especially other tanks. Tanks have tracks, and their size and firepower make them formidable psychological weapons. So if it's big, tracked, and has a gun that spins on it, it's a tank. However, like I said, they can be vulnerable in urban environments. And infantry fighting vehicles are designed to be more mobile. IFVs usually have one primary weapon and many smaller machine guns as secondary weapons. They can react better to drones, which is important right now. It doesn't make sense to use expensive cruise missiles from the Patriot system on cheap drones, even if the drones are damaging important infrastructure. These vehicles can get soldiers to the right place at the right time to stop drone attacks. Stick with me to see how political scientists use their knowledge to make sure other people are well informed.